Okay, this is video 2 of Angles and Circles. You want to make sure you have watched the formula video first and have the formulas handy when you're watching this video so that you can write the equations correctly. Okay, so as we go through here, each time you have to ask yourself, where's the vertex? And if you don't know where the vertex is, you can't write your equation. And for each one, we're going to write an equation, and it's always going to be the angle equals something. Okay. This is not the most accurate notes, but this should show us vertex that's on the center. Okay, so on the first one, because it's on the center, it is a central angle. It's formed by two radii. The vertex is right here on the center. So when that is the case, the angle, which is always closest to the center, which is 3x plus 27, is equal to the intercepted arc, which is 141. So to solve, we're going to subtract 27 from both sides, and we get 3x equals 114. Divide by 3, and x equals 38. Okay, let's go to number 2. Ask ourselves again, where's the vertex? The vertex is right here. It's on the circle. So when it's on the circle, the angle, which is closest to the vertex, is x equals 1/2 of the intercepted arc. I'm getting this formula by looking at my formula sheet. Half of 86 is 43. Okay, let's look at number 29. Vertex, we're going to find number 29. Just kidding, number 3. Okay, we're looking for the vertex. The vertex is right here on the circle. So when it's on the circle, the angle that is closest to the vertex, which is 29, is going to equal 1/2 of the intercepted arc. Here's the intercepted arc, so it equals 1/2 of x. So to solve, we're going to multiply both sides by 2. That gets rid of the 1/2 and the 2, and 29 times 2 gives us 58. So x is 58. Number 4, okay, keep thinking, where's the vertex? Well, this time, since it's not on the center, we know that it's somewhere inside the circle. So when it's inside the circle, this angle, because the angle is closest to the vertex, which is x, is going to equal 1/2. Now this is formula 3 of your 3 formulas. Now I've got 2 intercepted arcs, and when it's inside, it's going to be 1/2 of the sum. So it's going to be 1/2 of 42 plus 54. Okay, well 42 plus 54 is 96. So it's going to be half of 96. Basically, we're just averaging them. And so x equals 48. All right, number 3. Now, or just kidding. I don't know what problem number I'm on. Number 4, when you're looking at, just kidding. Number 3, when you're looking at this is an inscribed angle because it's formed by 2 chords and the vertex is on the circle. Now, if you compare that to number 5, the vertex is still on the circle, but it's not formed by 2 chords. But it doesn't matter what it's formed by. You look where the vertex is. The vertex is on the circle. So when it's on the circle, the angle, that's what's closest to the vertex, is going to be 1/2 of the intercepted arc. Well, this whole thing is the intercepted arc, so it's going to be half of 150. So x is 75. Okay, number 6. Number 6, we want to look and figure out where's the vertex. Well, the vertex is right here. It's outside of the circle. So when it's outside of the circle, the angle, which is x. Okay, now this time I'm going to have 2 intercepted arcs. This is the 4th formula that they have. So the angle is going to equal 1/2 the big arc minus the smaller. We'll just look at the numbers. Which one's bigger? 100. Okay, so we have 1/2 of 40, which is 20. So when it's outside, you subtract. When it's inside, you add. All right, let's look at number 7. Number 7, the vertex is right here inside the circle. So when it's inside the circle, the angle, which is x, is going to equal 1/2. When it's inside, you have 2 arcs. And when it's inside, you're going to add those 2 arcs. And when you're adding The order does not matter at all. Just put them together. So 50 plus 72 would give us 122. Half of that is 61. So x is 61. Okay, number 8, the vertex is on the circle. It is not an inscribed angle because it's not formed by two chords, but that doesn't matter when we're setting up the equation. All that matters is where the vertex is. So this one is on the circle, so the angle, the part that's closest to the vertex, which is 5x, is going to equal 1/2 of the intercepted arc. Well, here's the intercepted arc, so it's going to equal 1/2 of 190. Okay, well, we can take half of 190. I cleared the fractions before when there was a variable, but when it's just a number, you can take half of that. So I get 5x equals 95. Divide by 5. X is 19. Okay, let's take a look at number 9. Now, things are going to change up a little bit because now the x won't always be the angle. Sometimes the x can be one of the arcs. So if I'm looking at number 9, here's the vertex. Here's the angle because the angle is always closest to the vertex. So when I write my equation, it's always the angle equals. So my angle is 72. And it equals 1/2. When it's inside, it's the sum of the two arcs. Well, if it's the sum, it doesn't matter what order you write them in. So that's going to be x plus 118. Okay, well, I can distribute the 1/2, but then I'm going to have a 1/2 x. So I don't want to mess with that. So to solve that problem, I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 2. So on the right, the 1/2 and the 2 cancel. So inside, I get 2 times 72. Which is 144, equals x plus 118. 144 minus 118 is 26. So my final answer is x is 26. All right, let's take a look at number 10. On number 10, the vertex is right here. It's outside of the circle. Okay, this angle doesn't have a name, but that's okay. We're only concerned where the vertex is to be able to set up our equation. The angle is the part closest to the vertex, so the angle is x. So it's going to equal 1/2. When it's outside, it's going to be big minus small. So let's see if we can figure it out. Well, I know the small. The small is 88, so it's going to be minus 8. What I'm missing is this big arc right here. Okay, well, it wasn't given to me, but I know the big and the small arc form a circle, and we know there's 360 degrees in a circle. So if I do 360 minus 88, I will get 272. Okay, and now I can simplify this. So I can say 272 minus 88 is 184.
Mom, 30 minutes.
Okay, so half of 84 is 92. All right, let's look at number 11. Right here, the angle, the vertex, is outside of the circle. So when it's outside the circle, the angle, which is closest to the vertex, which is 20, is going to equal 1/2. When it's outside, we have 2 intercepted arcs, and when it's outside, we're going to do big minus small. So the big arc is 75, the small arc is x. And if you're wondering how I know, well, 2 things. 1, the biggest arc is always furthest from the vertex, and 2, look at it. 75 just looks like it's bigger than the one that's got x on it. Okay, I don't want to distribute the 1/2 because that's going to get messy, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So that leaves me with 40 equals 75 minus x. So I'm going to subtract 75 and I get negative 35, but don't panic because it equals negative x. So positive x is 35. Okay, let's look at number 12. 12, the vertex is right here inside the circle. So when it's inside the circle, the angle, which is closest to the vertex, remember the equations always say the angle equals something. So the angle, which is 77, equals 1/2. When it's inside, you're going to add the 2 arcs. So my 2 arcs would be x and 109. Again, I don't want to deal with the fraction, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and the 1/2 and the 2 cancel. On the left, 77 times 2 is 154, so we get 154 equals x plus 109. Then we can simply subtract 109, and x equals 54. Okay, almost to the end. We'll just look at 2 more. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, I'm going to speed things up a little bit. If you're looking at number 13, I'm not going to solve the whole problem, but it's right there on the center. So because it's on the center, the angle, which is 78, equals the intercepted arc, which is 3x plus 15. Okay? Number 14, the vertex is on the circle. When it's on the circle, the angle, which is 2x, because the angle is right next to the vertex, equals 1/2 of the intercepted arc. The intercepted arc is 104. So you take half of 104 and then divide by 2. Okay, let's look at number 15. I'm going to finish this up quickly. Number 15, the vertex is on the circle. So since it's on the circle, it's going to be half of the intercepted arc. So the angle, which is x, is going to be half of 294. Okay, we'll do one last problem for the whole thing and then we're done. Number 16, the vertex is right here outside the circle. So when it's outside the circle, the angle, which is 47, equals 1/2. And now I'm going to have 2 arcs. And when it's outside, we have to subtract. We have to do big minus small. So the big is x and the small is 62. Clear the fractions by multiplying both sides by 2. 47 times 2 is 94. Now because it's minus here, I'm going to have to add 62 to both sides. And when I add 62, I get x, it's 156. Okay, lots of examples for you to look at and practice, and then hopefully you can complete your homework and be ready for your quiz.